You went up to the experts and said that people are unhappy for your happiness. Are you delusional?
Like, watching it back, both of us look terrible. I also look like a mean girl. I look like a total bitch.
Barking, babe. That's lovely. Why don't you get back in your kennel, babe?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Now, Gia, we're shell-shocked. We're trying to figure this out. You, and I'll be honest, like, Brooke is the true villain in all of that. I never saw this coming. When we had you in the studio a few weeks ago, you said, I think I'm in for a rough road. Brooke, okay, I've got to start by saying this. How did you feel watching it last night?
I didn't watch it. I couldn't. I just had friends send me notes about what happened and told me it was really bad. I stopped watching like 2 episodes ago. It's just been really difficult for me because, I mean, can't really say too much, but there's a lot of things that went on in production that, you know, like for me and Brooke personally, that maybe is why we were acting as bad as we were. Particularly that dinner party, like things happened before we filmed that dinner party that were really, really hard. So, you know, we kind of were a little bit production puppets and we did what we were told to do, to be honest. Like, we really took it up a notch, that dinner party. And, you know, but really not proud of our behaviour. Like, no one could tell me to do that now. Looking back, I'm like, oh, my God.
See, speaking
Honestly,
of the behaviour, Gia, for people who didn't watch it, we do have, and I hate to say this, you are going to have to listen to it. It's just it's a grab from last night.
God.
Just to explain, a lot of this is Brooke. It's Brooke attacking Stella, attacking Alyssa, and the way she's behaving. Here it is.
Can we converse as people?
Oh, babe, happy to converse, but I still don't know where you're getting at.
All night we're barking on other women.
Barking, babe. That's lovely. Why don't you get back in your kennel, babe? Hey? You know what, babe? I think you're a very rude.
Then shut the up.
Hey, babe, while you're at it, get the stripper boots off, babe. Get the stripper boots off. Like, you know what? If you're going to buy stripper boots, buy 100% lamb. Don't buy faux leather. Where'd you get them from? Tajay?
Excuse me, that's not nice.
Alyssa,
that's
shut
not kind.
up, you ratchet idiot.
Whoa. Now,
God.
Oh, Gia. And here's the thing, and I said this to you when you were in last. The first few episodes, I thought you were being bullied. And I remember I was watching going, Beck just doesn't like Gia. And that's not fair just because she's attractive and she walks in and captures everyone's attention. You can't not like someone for that. And that's what I want to get to the bottom of with this. Now, obviously, there's things you can't talk about, you just said.
Yeah.
But why did Brooke care so much if Alyssa or Stella were pretending to be more in love than they were? That's, I think, as a viewer, I was like, what's making Brooke and even you to agree feel like the relationship police? Who cares if they're not being honest about red flags? Because that seems to be the real problem.
Yeah, I mean, now it's like, who really cares? But when you're in that environment, it's like everything is amplified. Every little conversation is twisted and thought about and talked about all day in different, you know, filming scenes. But, you know, Alyssa and Stella, I know it's confusing for viewers. They're watching it and they're like, oh, why do they not like them so much? But there were so many things that happened behind the scenes that didn't make the cut with Alyssa and Stella. So, you know, multiple times Stella called me a dog and was flirting with my husband on the show, and Alyssa was really rude to Brooke and I. Those things didn't make the cut. So it looks very one-sided right now. I'm not saying we aren't wrong, but it does look very one-sided. You know, there's always edits and people always come out better than other people. But Brooke and I, we were horrible. I think Brooke had a turn. Obviously, Brooke was beautiful in the beginning. Everyone loved Brooke. But there was a point in time where Brooke was over the things that were happening behind the scenes and what people were saying to her and the drama that was happening that wasn't shown, and she snapped. And yeah, look, as her friend on the show, she was probably my best friend on the show. I just went along with it. Not a good thing to do, but yeah, like that's just what I did.
Look, Gia, I respect that you're copying it because I worried. I thought, is Gia going to come on here and defend the behaviour? Because I've got to be honest, it was the meanest mean girl behaviour I've ever seen in my life. And you did seem to be following Brooke. You were like the heckling friend next to her. And I was thinking, no, Gia, what are you doing? But can I ask you this? Because from watching that, I just think Brooke is a proper mean girl. Now, she can say she had too much to drink, that the producers she was their puppet, but that just looked like that's not a good human.
Well, yes and no, because I am still her friend in real life and I do love Brooke. But, you know, I don't know, how she acted was not okay. I haven't seen her act like that outside of that experience. So, like, I don't know if it was just, maybe it was too much drink and too much going on behind the scenes. Like, I can't speak on her behalf of if she is like that. But from my experience and how I know her, she's not like that. She has so many friends. She's a beautiful person. So for me, like, watching it back, both of us look terrible. I also look like a mean girl. I look like a total bitch. And no one in my real life would describe me as that either. Like, I have friends texting me going, what the hell? Who were you last night? I've never seen that side of you. Friends I've had for 20 years. So, like, I'm not blaming the edit. I'm not blaming production, but there was a lot of things that happened that didn't get shown. And the context is very just heavy on me and Brooke behaving badly. And yeah, we did. But in terms of Brooke, I do believe she deserves a little bit of grace. I know people hate her right now, but she really is a beautiful person. And I just think that was just a shocking episode for us last night, basically.
Now, Gia, she obviously was drunk. She'd had too much to drink.
Yeah.
And I've been on TV drunk and made a fool of myself as well. As a friend, why didn't you pull up? Why did you jump on board? Because you were bullied as a kid and you've spoke about that a lot. And then you two turned into the biggest bullies. So you turned into one of them. Like, why, knowing how that felt to other people, would you jump on board with her behaviour and not as a friend, you say you're best friends, say, hey, let's just step away because you're way too pissed for this chat?
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't even know Brooke was coming. So she'd left and wouldn't reply to me, didn't know if she was coming. I got a bit drunk because I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to defend myself with these women because behind the scenes they were acting like they were going to come for me. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have a few drinks and like prepare myself to defend myself. And then basically she came in 3 champagne bottles deep in a car for 4 hours driving around waiting to come into the dinner party. So she was fired up, drunk as.
So is that on the producers then, not to put her on air?
I believe that she shouldn't have been put on air. I think people talk about, is there a drink limit? There wasn't at all. We were all so drunk that dinner party, like not making excuses, but she came in, 3 bottles deep. She was already rolling her eyes when she walked in. I was drunk as I didn't really eat. Like, we just were the worst versions of ourselves pretty much. And like, looking back now, I probably should never have drunk at dinner parties. And I think if I was a sober mind and I saw Brooke acting that way, I would have been like, babe, like, let's not. Like, this is too much. We're going too far. But, you know, like, you're pushed a lot too. Like, this is after the wake of the icebergs night where we all went out and all got curfews and all got in trouble. And I personally got in a lot of trouble and you know, kind of was told to bring it. Like, if you don't bring it, there's going to be issues. Then me and Brooke got told that. So we did what we were supposed to do. I feel like it was very, you know, manipulated what really happened, but it is what it is. We just got to be accountable for what you guys have all seen wasn't good. And, you know.
Probably, it's a good thing at the moment you've got no access to your social media because I think your DMs would probably be quite full of people's opinions. Yeah. But on that, more importantly, and we talked about this when you were in here, you have a daughter and how will you explain that behaviour to her? Or I'm hoping she doesn't ever have to see that.
Well, she's not watching it. But, I mean, she doesn't see that side of me and nobody sees that side of me. That's very edited drama TV show where we were drunk. So, like, I'm not saying I'm not like that in real life. I don't go to a friend's house and swear and yell at people. Like, that's just not who I am.
I reckon you'd swear.
But, I definitely swear.
We had you in here.
Yeah, you know I swear, but I'm not out there, you know, going to a friend's dinner party and going, I hate your wife, or like this is a TV show at the end of the day. Like, it's highly edited. Yes, we engaged in a lot of mean girl behaviour. Like, you know, it is what it is, but hopefully you guys start to see a different side. I feel like I step away from it a little bit. I start realising it's pretty bad how I'm behaving. And, yeah, like, I was bullied in high school, and the last thing I want to do is look like a bully and come across that way. But, alcohol, a TV show, a million cameras in your face, pressure from the producers, and like that's what happens.
Yeah, I get it. Now, Gia, right at the end, it did like the whole show was just bombs getting dropped everywhere. And then Timu, Conor McGregor, and yourself. Now, that was probably the funniest bit of the whole show. And
Danny, of course, Beck's boyfriend or husband.
He said to you that he's your type on the outside of the show. Did he say that? Because there's a lot of people coming out. I've watched a lot of clips saying that other people were there and they didn't hear it, but you and Brooke were pretty adamant that he did say it. Did he say that or not?
Yes, he said that. This was the night at Icebergs. This was a few nights before this dinner party, and everyone was at Icebergs. You can see online all the videos of people at Icebergs, but this was a moment where everyone had kind of gone to the bathroom, split off, was talking to media, was trying to leave so that media didn't pap us. Everyone was kind of spread out, and it just so happened that it was Brooke, me, and him sitting on the table, and he was drunk. Like, I get that he didn't want to admit it, or maybe he's embarrassed or whatever, but I did make excuses and say, look, he was just drunk. Like, let's just leave it and drop it. I didn't want it brought up at the dinner party. I obviously became friends with Beck at this point, so I'm like, the last thing I want is this to come out. And then, I was like, I didn't want this to get out, and then she's not my friend now. So I kept saying to Brooke, no, like, don't, like, let's not. But obviously Brooke had a mind of her own that night. But yeah, he said it. And
do you think he was flirting with you, Gia? Do you think that he was trying to hit on you?
He wasn't flirting with me.
Why else would he say it then? He wouldn't say it.
I don't think there's a...
Because it was more like I said, are you happy with your match? And he's like, yeah, I'm happy. Are you happy? I was like, yeah, I'm happy. And I was like, well, like, is she your type in the real world? Would you go for someone like her? He's like, no, in the real world, I'd probably go for someone who looks more like you. And that was it. That was all he said. He didn't say,
harmless.
Should we flirt? No, it was harmless.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, it's taken like I've not been going around going, Danny wants me and Danny's flirting with me. The way that it's being edited is that way. But that's all he said. It was a throwaway comment. He was drunk, and I didn't think anything of it. I didn't say anything back. And then, Brooke was there, heard it, and wanted to bring it up that night. And it was really just taken out of, like, way, way out of context. So that's pretty much what happened with the Danny comment.
Now, back to Beck for a second, because, see, I have been Team Gia from the start of this. I thought Beck was the mean girl. And I did at the start of the episode. It was a wild ride. And at the start of the episode when Beck decided, I'm going to join forces with Gia and Brooke, and she was sitting there snarling and lobbing bombs at Alyssa. And I loved her comeuppance at the end. I've got to be honest. It was like, careful what you wish for there, Beck, because it all turned back on her. And, you said there's more to come. We were told prior to any of this airing that you were kind of going to be the villain of the series. Now, Brooke it's hard for anyone to top Brooke's
she wins.
Villain
She's won the goal.
behaviour. But is it going to get more hectic? Are you and Beck on a road to more drama?
I do think this was the worst dinner party of the season. So I think this will be... it won't be as bad as this one. But no, Beck and I have another falling out, and we aren't friends again. So you'll see that keep going. But with the Alyssa thing, Beck knew Alyssa from Adelaide, and this is why we started not liking Alyssa from the beginning. Was Beck didn't like Alyssa, and when I became friends with Beck, we were in a group chat, Brooke, Beck and I, and it was just, I know this about Alyssa from Adelaide, this, and me and Brooke just jumped on the bandwagon pretty much. That's what happened with Alyssa.
Right. Because do you get the impression, I think Beck is riddled with insecurities. I can see her a mile away. You go, that's a girl that has so many insecurities that then she projects it. So I actually think her not liking Alyssa is jealousy and whatever's gone on there. And then she's turned you and Brooke against Alyssa. Because we're all watching going, we know exactly what's happening. You might not like Alyssa's personality. She might be a bit much. But Beck made it something really vile. And then you two stacked on.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what we did. I'm like, okay, we're all friends now. Like, what do I do as a friend? I'll just back them. And that's pretty much what happened, I obviously was horrible myself. I'm not going to blame, other people, but...
I'm glad you're doing that, Gia. I honestly thought you would be going, it's the edit, it's not fair, and I appreciate that. I think people will respect that. I think you are going to keep copying flack, but I respect somebody owning up and fessing up to bad behaviour.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it was terrible. Like, I'm really embarrassed, to be honest.
As my old man Ange would say, Gia, it's just fish and chip paper. Now, quickly one on Brooke. She's pregnant now. Have you reached out to her? How would she be feeling?
Oh, she's like in hiding in her home. She's got a crazy pup that's been outside of her house for days on end, who's quite, he's harassing her a lot. So she's just home trying to just be pregnant, basically, and take care of herself. She's not doing very well at all. I spoke to her yesterday on the phone. She hasn't watched any of the show, and obviously her partner, he won't watch it at all either. So she's just relying on what people are telling her, but she's not on socials and she's trying not to focus on it at all. So
she shouldn't leave the apartment for a
don't
while.
do that.
No, she's not planning on it. She's getting even her groceries delivered at the moment. So, yeah.
Well, Gia, thank you for your time. Married at First Sight continues Sunday night, 7 p.m, Channel 9.
That was just absolutely wild. I found it as bullying.
Hey you, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.